Sorry for the wait. I was struggling to get us live, but we are here today with the gorgeous Souli Yates, who is an advanced channel, a Reiki Master Teacher, and a best-selling author with nearly 30 years experience working with energy, intuition, and the wisdom of nature. Souli brings through guidance from the guardians of nature and the Fae, and we'll tell you all about them very shortly. And in Miracles Are Normal, the book that we co-authored, she shares a beautiful and powerful story of synchronicity and trust. I am so happy to welcome you today, and I'm so happy that we are finally live, Suli. Okay, so do tell us about your phase because and show us the cards, please, please, please. You've got a gorgeous
Oh,
card deck that you
yes.
showed me before we went into this.
So it's walking with the
Gorgeous.
guardians of nature now. It's an oracle of channeled messages to uplift and inspire. And it's full of channeled messages, basically. 55 cards, 55 channel messages, and 55 image, obviously image cards, which you can't really see very well there. But did I think I was going to do an oracle deck? Never, ever, ever in a month of Sundays. It wasn't even on my radar consciously. But having connected with the Guardians of Nature, I've been channeling for nearly 30 years, but the Guardians of Nature came through more recently in an extraordinarily powerful way. They connected with me and basically said, will you be the voice of the Guardians of Nature? And I thought, well, yes, perhaps I will. You can't really refuse, can
Amazing.
you? It was such an extraordinary experience. And all sorts of things have been coming through, but they come through, and then there's a period of stillness. There's a period where it feels like nothing's happening. And this was the case before these cards came through. And then I saw a post of my friend who was in Vietnam, I think, and she was creating her own deck on her laptop with her on her by the pool, and I saw the images, and as I was looking at the images and thinking how beautiful they were, this downloaded, or it began
Wow.
to download. I saw walking with the guardians of nature, and everything was starting to flow. From that moment forward, this lady put me in contact with Katya, who's a wonderful
Yes.
woman who helped
Katja
me.
McEwen.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
she helped me design in
Amazing.
her beautiful group, Oracle Card
Yes.
Magic. And so it began a journey that took a year of bringing this into, sometimes it's very quick for people, but because I had the channel messages to come through for each card, and then the images, which for me was very new, and also the AI, I think it was quite new, because in the process of covering up the little bits that weren't quite right in the cards, I came up with the magic of the cards, the layering of the cards that produces a card where every time you look at it, there's something new, there's something different. And
Wow.
depending on what you need in that moment, whatever it is that you need comes through for you in that moment. And you may spend many times looking at it saying, oh, I didn't see that last time. So there was this
That's
beautiful
incredible.
layering that became the kind of theme of the whole card deck. And also sometimes it was the message that came through, the channeled message, and sometimes it was the image. Only a couple of times was it the image first, and the dragon was one of those, I think, where I created the dragon and then all of a sudden phew, the message came through. There were also times where I was having difficulty, a couple of times I was having difficulty because they're live cards, they're transmissions, live transmissions. And I was having difficulty because that ended, I think it was apple blossom or so, one of the fairies, I think it was, that was coming through, and I couldn't get them. I didn't feel them part of the card. And so I was going through all these images, and I kept saying, please, please, please come connect with me through the card. And all of these different images were coming through, and all of a sudden, boof, she popped out with the card at me, and that was apple blossom looking at me through the cards. So they are live transmissions. Each one of them carries the transmission of that being, that guardian, whether it be a fairy, a pixie, an elf, and a dragon, or magical creature. It carries the energy of that and the message from that creature or that being for us at this time. And it's all about connecting with your heart. It's all about becoming aware of our magnificence, our amazing abilities.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, when I was talking to you before, I got a really strong pull from one of the guardians of nature who wanted to come through with a message. It doesn't have to be right now, but I was sitting here thinking, oh, will I pull a card? Will I share a poem? Or will I bring through Viwamus, who I usually channel, the Ascended Master? And all of a sudden, I felt this push from behind, and it was like, Elowyn. Elowyn wants to come through.
Wow.
So she wants to come through with a message at some point during this, if she's able,
Okay.
if we have the time to. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you will know when that message is ready to come through. Am I
Well,
right?
it's ready any time, but
Okay.
whenever it fits in. Oh, what you mean now?
I think just go for it. Let's get
Yeah.
our message. I think that message wants to come through. It sounds
Yeah,
very
and
clear.
she wants me to express the difference between when I channel Viwamus and when I channel the Ascended Masters, although I'm not very aware of this anymore. It's kind of instant. But when I used to channel them, they would come through me that way. The message, or not the message, I'd bring them in and then the words would come out.
Mhm.
But with the Guardians of Nature, it was visceral, it was physical. They came through me that way because they're on the same kind of, they're in another dimension or beyond the veil, so to speak, which is getting thinner and thinner, but they're on this kind of experience with us. So it was very, very physical. So yeah, she wanted me to explain that for some reason. Maybe there's somebody out there who is curious. And I always trust those little messages that come
Mm,
through.
those matches. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get her in then, see what she has to say. Elowyn of the Guardians of Nature.
Okay.
Greetings, dearest ones. I had a strong desire to come through to you this day. We watch you, we witness you, we are with you every single moment. And we witness humanity. And we see your beauty. We see your strength, your power. Your ability to change the energy of a room, to change the energy wherever you be by connecting with your heart. And through your heart, your soul's voice. I am here today and I am overjoyed that this channel felt the push. And we knew that she would. For we wanted for you to connect with your own inner strength, your own ability to navigate through life with a space of understanding that there is beauty all about you. And so as you breathe in and as you breathe out, as you connect with the earth beneath your feet, as you feel her heartbeat beneath you, for indeed she is a living being. And it may be a huge leap for you to even begin to understand that, or to allow it to settle into even a belief. But we want for you to play with the idea that she is a living, breathing being. That there is a nurturing wisdom within the earth that is speaking to you through nature all about you. And the rustle of the leaves. And at this time in your area of the world, or this channel's area of the world, the sap is rising. The energy is rising. You are feeling a new sense of possibilities. And if you are not, let me breathe that into you as you connect with your heart. As you drop your conscious awareness through your physical form into the earth, as you feel your connection, you can imagine you are a tree perhaps, with roots extending deep into the earth, your branches up into the heavens, the flows of energies through your trunk, bringing you into a sense of balance and harmony as you connect with your heart. Breathing into your heart, beloved ones. This is a beginning. If you have not yet already had an awareness of us, we urge for you to understand that we walk with you. And we want for you to understand that you are deeply connected with nature all about you, and that nature has the ability to assist you, to support you, to teach you, to bring you medicines, to bring you love and support and nurturance. This is a message from our hearts to yours at this time in your experience, your human experience. That can be so messy, can it not? But that there is so much beauty there. You are stronger than you can imagine. And by connecting with your heart, by shining your light, by being tender with your heart and the hearts of those around you, you create a space where miracles happen. So breathe into these transmissions that I am sending you now. You are deeply loved in all your marvelous, magnificent messiness. You are deeply loved. And love is the key. I am Elowyn of the Guardians of Nature. We send you so much love, and we wish for you to begin to open to the magic all about you and notice the miracles.
Wow.
Oh, itchy nose. So that was Elowyn.
Wow.
Elowyn.
That was so perfect. Such
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful message.
Well, it was interesting when she gave me the push. I knew that she was thinking, you need this now. Humanity needs this message now. And so
Yeah.
when I was sitting there thinking, will it be Vilas? Does Vilas want a message? And I was telling you, when a message wants to come through, it's clear. And as I was thinking of Vilas, who usually I get, it's not literal, but I get this sense of him here, and he does the funniest things and comes through in the funniest ways for me, makes me laugh. I felt this push, and it was Elowyn going, no, me. Because
Wow.
Elowyn's card is all about strength. I'm wondering if I can
Mm.
find it. It's all about strength, and it's not. But oh,
Wow.
can I share this card?
Yes,
It is
please
very
do.
much about miracles and very much about connected with my story, actually. And I think all of the stories, I'm sure, although I haven't read the
So
other stories. But I went to look for Elowyn's card, and this came popped out. The dragon, success.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I
I
don't know
can
if you can
see the
see it.
layers.
Yeah,
Wow.
but my story is very much, and I'm sure actually a lot of the stories are, but because it's miracles are normal, is
Mm.
about the fact that everything in life itself is a miracle. Every part of
Yeah.
life is a miracle. Our breath, the fact that I could bring a Lowen through, whether you perceive it to be true or not, it doesn't matter. You tune into it and something will happen. There'll be a trigger, there'll be an activation. The very fact that we're talking here on this laptop as if we're in the same room, that's a miracle.
I know, isn't
Waking
it?
up in the morning is a miracle. So the dragon talks about notice the little gems, the little jewels, because if there are so many successes, and we'll change that to miracles because it's the same thing in a way. There are many miracles on your path. There are many miracles about life itself. And as soon as you notice those little miracles, those little successes, and I think that you can intertwine the both miracle success, that creates a space where you're more open to receive and to bring through the bigger miracles. So, yeah, so that is it just blows my mind that that came
Perfect.
through. Do you know what I thought this morning? I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if the success card came through because it is very connected with my story. And then as I was going through looking for a Elowyn's card, which isn't coming through, that one kind of came right to the top and said, no, me. So there you go. You see, you can't make this up.
I
And
love this.
yeah, that's very much about miracles being normal.
When I heard that message, yeah, the message was absolutely perfect because one, it tied into the title of your miracle story, Where the Heart Leads.
Oh,
And two, it tied into the whole concept of the book that miracles are normal. I think it's amazing.
exactly.
And
Awesome.
you've co-authored other books, haven't you? So you've co-authored
Yeah.
Success with Source.
Success with Source with Adina
And
again. Wonderful
yeah,
Dina.
and
Magnificent.
I'm so glad you
And
left
I'm
me.
so glad you left me as well,
Mhm.
which was 88, 88, I think. Yes, 88
Wow.
stories in that one. So that was, that was the next one. And then a couple of poetry books with the wonderful Katie Carey as well. Soulful.
Amazing. Soulful poems. Absolutely amazing. And there was a poem you wanted to share. Do you still want to share one of your
Okay.
poems?
All right.
Because we just want to
Excuse
get
my
all of you today, Souli.
My
You're
voice,
not letting you
well,
go.
why not? My voice is, oh gosh, and I haven't got my glasses. That's probably not the best thing. Why don't I know my poem off by heart? Well, you don't always, but I'll try. Okay, so the poem for the Soulful Poems 5 book, the second book that I was a part of that was just released last couple of weeks ago, last week. What day is it? Who am I? I get completely confused anyway. So the poem is Some Say that came through to me when I was surrounded by dragonflies in the summer last year, or at least the first couple of lines came through, and then it flowed from there. Excuse me. Some say. Some say that fairies hitch rides on dragonflies and seeds that dance upon the breeze. Some say that dragons sleep beneath the earth, creating lush hillsides where all life thrives. Some say. Some say the hum of the bees has the power to heal a broken heart. Some say that birdsong ignites childlike wonder. Some say. Some say that the woodlands and forests are nature's cathedral. Some say to hug a tree is to find your heart and connect with your soul. Some say the sound of the sea upon the shore and the shore in answer to the sea, that rhythm therein holds the power to soothe an anxious mind and wash away your fears. Some say. Some say that nature has many ways to heal us, many more than we are yet aware. Some say the wisdom of nature has much to teach us if we but stop and notice. Some say, do you? I do. I know. Pause to witness the beauty of nature, if only for a moment, and soon that moment builds to a crescendo that cannot be ignored or pushed away or lost. Soon you become a some say one. Then you will understand. You will see the wonder and magic all about you. The sparkles of diamond light on a pavement after the rain. The world within a dewdrop. The way the change in light transforms the colours of a landscape, a seascape, a tree. The flutter of a butterfly, the buzzing of the bees, the falling of leaves, the silence after the first fall of snow. The love that shines out from the eyes of your beloved four-legged friend. There is so much to notice. There is so much to feel. There is so much wonder all about you when you become a some say one. Some say, do you? Come play.
I love it. I absolutely love that poem. Gorgeous. Oh my word, Souli. These poems obviously just come through you.
They
Are they also channeled?
They do, they do. I mean,
Yeah.
those couple of the first couple of lines were literally what I was kind of experiencing as I was surrounded. This place that we go to once a year in Lincolnshire, I've never seen so many dragonflies in one place. They literally are
Wow.
buzzing about you. And I literally got this idea of these fairies, and then there were seeds dancing and blowing off in the breeze, and those first two lines just came through. And then sometimes they stop there and it's ages before the other bits start coming through. But what was interesting is I came back to home from Lincolnshire and then I saw about soulful poems and the rest of the poems started because it was nature and nurture. The rest of the
Mm,
poems started to flow through. So I'm
amazing.
having the same process now with the next book. So we shall see what happens there. It's a
I
miracle.
love
Miracle.
more miracles happening. Just that.
Miracles.
I know it's ongoing, isn't it? It's
Yes,
absolutely
it is. It
amazing.
is. It's wonderful. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
I love the work you do. It's so amazing. So I think that the first question I was going to ask you in our interview was, who are you and what do you do in the world? I think that one's null and void because you've really explained. Is there anything we've left out in?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
You've demonstrated what you do.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm with my clients, it's usually Violmus that comes through because he is a master at seeing what is needed in that moment with the individual that's in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Um, I never know when we start a session where it's going to go, and that's why it's difficult to express what it is I do. But what happens is we talk, and then all of a sudden, Violmus will go now, and he'll come through with something that just which will be
Wow.
absolutely specific to that moment. It may be a deep healing, it may be something simple that just creates a shift that transforms everything. Whatever it is, it's absolutely spot on every single time. And I've learned over many years to completely trust that. So that's a little bit more on, yeah, kind of the idea of what I do.
That's incredible.
Mm.
That's absolutely incredible. So, in that work that you're doing, you call yourself a channel, and probably all of this work is you being a channel, actually. I mean, bringing the cards, the authoring, the poems, everything
Yes, because I
is,
think we're all
yeah,
channels. I think we're all
yeah,
channels. I don't, it's not an elitist, like kind of special thing. Do you know what I mean? Except that you can consciously connect and you can
yes,
consciously open and expand that ability, which is what I did over 30 years ago, which started the whole thing. But everybody channels. And I think we're connecting with either our own inner truth, our own inner wisdom,
yeah.
or our higher self, our soul, or the greater experience of who we are, who we be.
Hmm.
It's all channeling. And I think light is information. So you're always picking up on this information all the
Hmm.
time. And I'm remembering a poem that came through the other day, or started to come through the other day when I was on my walk, first walk of spring, and the light was shining on the water, the sparkles of dome light on the water, and I see light codes. It's like they all join up into patterns. And then these couple of lines started to come through for another poem because I felt like the light was communicating with nature, nature was receiving from nature and responding, and it just started something flowing. So nature can become an immense activator. It can become a source of the most phenomenal healing and
Mm.
igniting your own inner wisdom. And it's just, we don't often give ourselves time to stop, to pause, to smell the roses, or to
Yeah.
notice the sparkles of water on the sparkles of light on the water. And if we do, there is such magic there. There are so many miracles there. Back to miracles again. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, wonderful.
I love that. I think that most of us shut that off quite early on. If I think when I was a little girl, I remember sitting under blue gum trees, and there were these beautiful little cups that were, that I was absolutely sure they were fairy cups. As a little girl, I would have these little fairy tea parties and use the little cups that came off the blue gum trees and, you know, feed them nectar. I don't know. It was so exciting.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
you definitely need to connect then. You're there,
Yes.
you're already there. And it is that childlike wonder of the possibilities. Because once you start to go down that path, you notice more and more and more, more and more within nature is going, oh my gosh, she's listening, she's listening. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll speak to her through the sparkle of the light. We'll speak to her through the rustling of the leaves in the trees.
Yeah.
And what was that out of the corner of my eye? Oh my gosh, what was that? Perhaps it
Yes.
was a fairy. Perhaps it was, play with the idea that perhaps it is. Who
I
knows?
literally, while you were channeling, I saw something dancing in front of my eyes.
Oh,
Literally, I saw this little, and of course, I wanted to deny its presence.
there you go. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm glad that you shared that. That's beautiful, Lauren. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we're having lovely comments coming on. Awakening with Susan said, I have Sully's deck, absolutely extraordinary.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
that's amazing. And we have Birgitta here. Hello from Toronto. And Susan's from Rhode Island. And Susan says she has tingles when you were busy channeling. So
Susan's been an amazing support through this whole journey with me. She's been almost a co-pilot, really, of being there supporting me and putting me back
oh,
together when I fall apart and lifting me up when I've gone down and cheering me on when something's going right. So thank you, Susan, for being here. She's been amazing.
oh, Susan, thank you so much for being here. We
Yeah.
really appreciate you and Birgitta for being here and whoever else is here
Yes,
but hasn't left a comment because we can only see you here if you leave us a comment. So if you want to leave a comment in the live chat, we will be happy to talk to you as well.
absolutely.
And the next question is, why did you feel called to write your miracle story?
Well, it's interesting when I saw the title. It brought up this memory of the story that I share in the book. I won't go into too much detail, but it was just something that happened for me that was doesn't often happen where you know. And
Mm.
everybody around you says, not gonna happen, not gonna happen. But you're like, no, it is, it is. And it did. And
Wow.
so I thought, right, okay, as because it's not a like life-shattering change. I mean, there are many miracles, and I'm sure that I've heard a couple of the authors sharing their stories. They're amazing,
Yeah.
amazing feats of, survival and but it is that it's about that's not always possible to have that knowing. And if we all did, we'd be creating magnificent manifestations all day long, non-stop. That's the human side of it. But then it's noticing those moments, noticing those moments, noticing that your breath is a miracle, that waking up in the
Mm.
morning to a new day is a miracle, that
Yeah.
nature never ceases
Wow.
to nourish me, never ceases to nourish me. You just have to look out my window at the trees and see a bird flitting across, and it's like,
I know.
and to get that deeper and deeper connection with nature is just, yeah. I think I'm going off tangent there a little.
No, but it's beautiful. You
No,
are
it's
so in
nature.
touch.
Nature taking me away. I've got my way with nature.
Nothing is going off tangent. We can talk about whatever we feel like. Yeah. What surprised you most about yourself through this experience?
Well, the first thing was reminding myself of that certainty that I had that made
Mm.
it possible. It was me and my light buddy. It was on the course that I did originally, way, 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 way back, or the place where I learned to open to channel.
Hmm.
We both looked at each other and it was a certainty. Yep, we're going.
Hmm.
And everybody was going, no, I'm sorry, it's too late. You won't get tickets, and all of this kind of stuff. But we were like, we knew. And that was the power of it. And for me, that's not something that often happens. On the very rare occasions that it does, you know that that's something that's going to happen. But it's also reminding you of that did happen and that is possible. And they felt like there was something in that story that others needed to hear that would connect them with their own inner knowing in some way, that would connect
Beautiful.
them with, okay, maybe if I, because I think a lot of the time in this world at the moment, with the craziness of the world at the moment, we can get very bogged down and
Hmm.
weighted down if we're not careful with understandably with what's
Mm.
going on. So to remember. the miracles, the little miracles, to remember the breath, to remember nature, to remember your loved ones, your
Mm.
four-legged friend who unfortunately passed away. Mine, I nearly had a tear in my own Christmas Eve, unfortunately. But
Oh,
yeah, bless.
yeah.
Um, but to remember those beautiful moments and those beautiful connections with nature, with your love, your four-legged friend or whatever.
Mm.
Um, gee, I'm losing it again.
It's okay.
Think that
It's okay.
I think there's a part of me that's kind of away with the fairies, um, that kind of, yeah, I feel them all about me, and I think that they're trying. I get a sense that there's Chickwick, who's a bit of a cheeky pixie, is trying to distract.
They've been messing with
Trying to
us
distract
already,
me.
trying to go live.
Come back. No. So so that's what surprised me, is the fact
Yeah.
that that was me and that I can do that. And it reminded me, you have to, once there's a certainty there, and even if you don't have
Yeah.
that certainty, you can build to that certainty. Little steps along the way, you can build there by beginning to notice the little moments, to notice the and to, in a way, to accept and to enjoy those little moments.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And what do you hope readers feel after reading your message or reading your chapter in Miracles Are Normal?
Well, that's interesting. I'm kind of getting a real pull through my
Mm.
heart when you said that. I'm hoping that they find the miracle in the transmission through the book, through the story. They hope that it connects them with something where they go, oh, okay, I can do that. I can do that.
Mm. Beautiful.
That works for me. That's little, I can do that. And that will begin a journey of adventure for them into a place where they begin to see the wonder all about them and to recognize the miracles in the ordinary.
Mm.
And maybe there'll be those who will look at it and go, oh gosh, knowing, yeah, I could do that too. I don't know. It
But
wasn't
also,
it wasn't my natural way of being. I have to say, it was that one moment, but it was so profound. I knew, I knew with a
mm,
certainty that it was going to happen. And it did. And
yeah.
even better than that, there's in the story, there's a little meeting with somebody in the story that for me was like, beautiful, beautiful.
So getting in touch with that knowing, that feeling of also that certainty and knowing. I love that. I've had a moment of that recently and it was also amazing. It's not
Awesome.
my miracle story, but yeah.
Awesome.
So what message do you hope to share with the world through telling this story? Or have you already said that? Or is there a
Well,
message?
my overreaching, my core message is living from the heart, living through the heart.
Mm,
Um,
right.
because I believe that that's where our knowing is. I mean, we've got these
Mhm.
amazing minds, incredible minds. I'm not doing anything disservice to the mind. It can be magnificent, and the things that we create can be phenomenal. But there is that entertainment part of it where we're constantly put into these thought loops that pull our emotions with them and get tied up and get the emotions get tied down and you can't release them. So it's dropping from your head to your heart with all that noise, which Vilas talks about all the time. He actually says, drop from your head to your heart, dearest one, for your head cannot fathom what your heart already knows to be true. And so that kind of says it all, living from the heart. And in that space, your heart won't lead you wrong. It might lead you on a path where you learn things, you fall down, you pick yourself up, but it
Mhm.
will never lead you in the path that will take you somewhere that you shouldn't be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's your guru, your inner guru, I think your intuition, your insight, I believe all that comes from this inner place of knowing, which is also, I feel, is the place where your inner light also shines from. That divine light that that we have
Yeah.
the ability to transform a room with. You know when somebody walks into a room that has that some and you go, wow, or that can either way. You could also get those
Yeah.
people that come into a room and you go, oof,
Yeah, like a dark cloud coming
yeah,
into the room. Yeah, they
So,
say, who
so
do you
that
want to be? The dark cloud walking into the room
exactly.
or the sunshine?
But we all have that within us. We all have that within us, every single
Mm.
one of us. And to be able to connect with that,
Mm.
be able to amplify that and to bring that through into the world. More and more of us are doing that. More and more of us are aware and awake doing that. All of us light workers, light weavers, whatever you'd like to call us. And and I think we are holding that space that is a kind of a stability in amongst all of this craziness that's going on, if that makes sense. We're holding a
Mm.
space of possibilities, place of hope, a place of, yeah, but really in truth, we're like this. Really in truth, this is who we are. And
Yeah.
you can follow that or you can follow that out there if you want. But I would highly recommend that you follow this in here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We have had a comment from someone at Main House 25 saying, I need divine healing, I think. So, reading this book, I think, would be a very, very good start. Miracles are normal. It launches on Friday, the 27th, and we will definitely be putting details in the show notes about that. I'm leaving the doctor's office. Not such good news. Doable, but one hell of a challenge. Okay, so our hearts and prayers are with you at
Absolutely.
Main House 25.
Sending you so much love, so much
Yeah,
healing.
sending love and light and healing. And just know that the angels and the guides are with you. You're not alone. You're not alone. You never were alone. You're not separate from God. And that healing is available to you. Um, yeah, and do pick up a copy of the book because I think you're going to see a lot of healing. There will have been a lot of healing stories in this book. There are a lot of healers who have contributed to the book.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
It's a
And
living,
for
that's
you,
a living transmission as well, I think, the book,
yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, Souli, what feels like your next edge of becoming? You've already written, chapters in these books. You've written poetry and soulful poems. You've got your beautiful practice going with channeling. What's coming next for you?
Well, I've definitely got a solo book that I was talking about you before, sort of in the pipeline, a mixture
Mhm.
of my story with channeled messages from Viwamus. That's in the pipeline, but it's interesting what happens at the beginning of the year. I had this intention because I've already channeled some children's stories through with some of the pixies and there's going to be a
Mhm.
gnomes and I'm sure the dragon's got a message in there. So there's going to be 12 books. And so I started that last year. And because of my experience with designing these cards, and because I started painting recently, just going back into it a little bit, I had this crazy idea. I can illustrate my own children's books. There's probably people out there going, "Oh, really?
Well,
Really?
you can.
But
I believe
why
you can.
not? Have a go,
Yeah.
have a go. That was
Yeah.
my intention at the beginning, and I started with the first image for the first book. And then I got completely sidetracked by all sorts of other things. One of the two beautiful sidetracks, the soulful poems as well. Soulful poems, five, and then now six. So you never know where life's going to take you. But again, connecting through your heart, I give myself a hard time sometimes because I think I must go back to the books, but forget the must. You're doing this at the moment. You'll get back to that. That solo book is there. It's probably percolating on the back burner and it's creating something marvelous that when you get back to it at a
Absolutely.
different time, it will be something different,
Mhm.
which will be even better. So again, connecting through your heart, moving through your heart. Um, yeah, so I've got Soulful Poems six coming and and the children's books. And also, you never know. I'm doing a program with some people that I've been with for a couple of years now on a channeling journey. I'm doing level 3 with them. So I don't know if there's something coming with that. I never know until it's like a download. I won't know what's happening, but there might be another program or connected with the Guardians or maybe Viomus. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? And that's why I like what I do because I don't really know the exact details. This was the first year I set an intention. And it hasn't gone that way yet. Having said that, there's still time. But maybe it will be one book as opposed to 12. I think it was a little bit of a large intention, but then you never know. There are miracles within making a large intention. And even if you reach for the stars, even if it ends up being part of one book or two books or whatever by the
Hmm.
end of the year, there's always next year. Well, we always hope there's next year. But that's the miracle. That's the miracle we hope for.
Yes,
Yes.
more time,
More
because there's
time,
so
more
much
time.
still to give to the world. And what would you remind someone who is growing tired of longing for a miracle? That person who's waiting for a miracle, like perhaps the person who's been speaking to us here at Main House 25.
Okay.
Someone who's really craving for a miracle.
Okay, just place your hands on your heart and just if you are able to be in nature, if you're able to, I don't know where this person is in the world, if you're able to kick your shoes off,
Mm.
ground, put your bare feet on the ground, sit on the ground, if you're able to lean against a tree or hug a
Mm.
tree and ask for the assistance of the tree that will help to ground you, will help to wash away. Be in nature as much as possible. Connect with your heart as much as possible. Violemus is actually asking if they can assist you, if he can assist you. And if I'm getting a yes, so what he'll do is he'll assist you to get a sense that you are the witness to all of that mind chatter that can take you on all sorts of journeys and loops and distractions, that you are the witness to that, and that actually, although you'll have the thoughts, you won't be so attached to them. There's a kind of practice of breathing into your heart, breathing into your heart. Notice the small things. Notice that you have another day today. Notice that you're breathing today. Notice that your physical body is doing everything it can to assist you, to support you. That your physical body, tell your physical body, you have the answer to every question. You are magnificent and I trust you. And see how that goes. And you just, whatever you can do to nourish, to uplift yourself, whether it's to hear the laughter of a child, whether it's to see nature, whether I don't know what particularly. Viomus is helping you though, and if you are up for it, Viomus will assist you through this journey and assist you to notice the beauty.
Mhm. Beautiful.
It's noticing the small things, noticing the little things. In those moments when I'm really down, which obviously we all are,
Mm.
we're emotional beings. We have this emotional body, we have the mental body, the physical body, all of it to navigate.
Mm.
It's not an easy thing and it can be extremely messy. In those moments when I'm really low, being in nature is a kind of a support for that. And if you understand that this will pass, this is all of this is just energy. Allow yourself to be where you be and not make yourself wrong, not make yourself bad for how you feel. You feel the way you feel. And it's important to allow yourself to feel what you feel in the moment,
Mhm.
because that's how you'll navigate through, not through pushing it away or pushing it down. I know there are many of us who did that all our childhood, and pushed things down and pretended or didn't even know that that was there. So
Mm.
feel the feels, which is actually
Mhm.
connected with the new poem that I'm writing. Feel the feels. Don't deny the feels, and try and find little moments of light, whatever it might be, the sparkles of light
Yeah.
on the water,
Yeah.
the little birds singing outside the window, and just take those moments and allow them to open up little chinks of light for you. I don't know if that helps, but
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. I absolutely love everything you've said. And do you see writing as a kind of spiritual or cathartic practice?
oh my gosh, yes. The first book where I kind of wrote a very, very praised pant-sized version of my story. Writing that's where my solo book came from, because I wrote so much, it just flowed out of me, was extraordinarily cathartic. It was
Mm.
really healing because I touched into those tender places. I relived a lot of those tender places and moved through, managed to navigate through them. And obviously there are always layers and levels, it's not, so I'm not saying it's done now, because healing's never done. It's a continuous journey of becoming. But it was
Mm.
extraordinarily cathartic. It was so, by the end of writing that, even though I had to reduce it down to that, Yeah, transformational, transformational. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's beautiful. So then that's also advice then we can give is to write, to
Yes.
journal, to actually get your story out onto paper and allow the healing to take place from that because writing is almost like a prayer.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like actually praying as you unburden yourself in writing. It's like sharing it with a friend. I was reading an article earlier today where it said that women sharing with other women actually lowers cortisol levels.
Yeah.
There's been scientific proof now that that happens, that when you share your story and you share your truth, and also when you share it on the page or when you share it with your maker, when you share it with the creator, when you write as meditation, as prayer, it is deeply cathartic and an amazing way to start healing yourself and your situation as well.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, so I highly recommend that too.
And also, if you do get to the stage where you feel able to put that out into a book or the world, even if it's a short
Yes.
story, you never know who
Yeah.
is going to, even if it's one individual out there that takes something from that story and that it ignites something within them, however small that little tiny light is, that is everything. And the chances are that there are more, there's more than one. But even if there's only one, then it's worth doing. And you never know who will be affected in some way by your story, by
And
your
can relate to your
and can
story.
relate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so okay, main house is thinking about journaling to unburden from the nightmare. So, what books did you grow up reading, Suli?
Oh
What
my
kind of books
God.
have you read? I'm
I
hearing Eden Blyton and The Enchanted Wood and The Folk of the Faraway Tree.
no, no, I'll tell you what, it was the Moomintrolls initially.
It was who?
Moomintrolls, the Moomin land. I don't know if you know it. Moomintrolls I loved when I was a little one. That was when,
Okay.
but then later in life it was science fiction and fantasy. I was loving science,
Ah,
the fantasy books. The
okay.
Mordant's Need was one that I read, and June I read as well. And I was a bookworm right up until I fell pregnant, and then from falling pregnant and beyond, I haven't been able to read. It's a nightmare. I can't read now, which is an irony because I write, but
Is he right?
I find
Yeah.
it hard to read now. I get distracted, but apparently there is a change that happens sometimes when you're full pregnant. But no, before that, science fantasy books. Again, that makes sense now, perfect sense.
Good.
Yeah, yeah, I used to love those kind of books. I also liked Iris Murdoch. I liked, oh gosh, the violinist. Oh,
Ah.
who was that? Oh my gosh, the name's gone.
Mm.
And when I was younger, it was fiction. And then when I started my spiritual growth, then it was self-help books. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
that would be the first one that I read, which I think most people say is Louise Hay. Um,
Uh-huh.
Louise
You can
Hay.
heal your life.
Yes, you
Mhm.
can hear your life, which kind of ignited something amazing for me, started
Yeah.
the journey. And then Shakti Gawain. There were many, many books until I fell pregnant. And
The
then
Alchemist, Paulo
stopped.
Coelho,
Oh, yes,
the
yes, yes, yes.
Celestian Prophecy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we've all read them all, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Richard
yeah.
Bach. Did you read the
Sorry?
Richard Bach books? Richard Bach.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
those
was.
are also really brilliant. There were some amazing ones. And then, oh, there's just so many brilliant
Yeah.
authors. There's so
Mm.
many brilliant. So it's what is fascinating to me is that we call fantasy books fantasy because
Yeah.
seeing you channel makes me realize that maybe those things that we think are fantasy are actually more real than we realize. And maybe it's also channeled characters that are existing on another plane.
Oh, yes, they absolutely are. And
Yeah.
the fact that they walk with us, they do. And the more that you allow yourself to be aware of that, the more you'll notice them, and eventually they will be actually walking with us. But
Mm.
I was just reminded because it's obviously an author, the Harry Potter books. I
Hmm.
love the story of J.K. Rowling because that was
Yes.
download. That was a download. Apparently, she was having ideas and what have you, and then she was on a long train journey. She put her head against the window and just let go, and then whoosh, suddenly she knew all the characters, she knew their background, she knew where they came from, she knew their
Amazing.
whole entire stories. That's a download. I mean, it might be downloaded from her experience and from her higher self. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But the fact that she put it down on paper, I mean, we're all great. I love the Harry Potter books. I love
Yeah.
the films. I love the films, you know. So yeah, the whole world is just amazing. So anything's possible, and anything's possible when you open to the possibility that there is more to life than you perceive, more to life than
Mhm.
you know, and you start to open those pathways through your heart,
Mhm.
actually, through your heart.
Yeah.
There's a whole world out there of magic. Nature is magical, and it's full of miracles. Life is full of miracles. That's coming back full circle.
It is.
But
It
yes,
is.
yes, it's yeah. And I'm hoping that the people on the call, whether live or at any time throughout time, are experiencing the transmissions
Mm.
and sending healing to everybody that needs it, and lots of love, lots and lots of love, the most powerful force in the universe.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, and coming from me as well, and from everybody on this call, we've got beautiful healers who've joined us on the call. So I'm sure that love is coming from everyone. So where would people connect with you? What is the next step for how does someone get hold of Souli Yates? Yeah, they're going to find you in the book, Miracles Are Normal,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the other books, but where else can they go? Is there somewhere we're going to send them after this interview?
I've got a link actually. Let me
Mhm.
just, I'll go and fetch. Go
I can
fetch.
put that link in the description and in the comments, and yeah, I'll make sure that
Oh,
people can get that.
okay, hang on. Oh. This basically um has everything in it, so you should be able
Mhm.
to. Hang on, let me
I'm
get.
going to type it into the chat when you have it ready
Okay,
for me.
okay, chat. Should I put
Yeah.
it straight in the chat or?
Oh, you can put it wherever or you can read it out to me and I'll type it in the chat here on the
Mhm.
live so people have
Oh
it.
gosh, hang on, I've just pasted it in the chat. Is
Oh,
that
that's
helpful?
fine. That's fine. I can get that here. You've pasted in this chat? Okay. Oh,
So that
right. It's a bit.ly link.
it's a
Okay.
bit link, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Let me
but that
see.
takes to my link in bio, which has got everything in there. There's a few little freebies in there. There's a couple of guided meditations experiencing, which would be very, very beneficial for the individual that's whoever it was that was going through the
Yes.
hardship. I highly recommend playing those. There's a one on balance, and there's another one which is a gift from the guardians of nature. But there's also places there that you can contact me. There's my author's page. There's my business page, Souli's Musings, on Facebook. So there's all sorts of
100%.
stuff in there. So that should take everybody through to that.
Yeah, that goes to the right place. So you just have to click on the link and then go to continue to destination. I'm going to try and pin that. Yeah, I've pinned that message as well. So
Wonderful.
there we go. There is a link for you. And what is your parting message for everybody who's going to watch this or listen to this?
My parting messages is that miracles are normal. They are normal. They're a part of life. And that if you are in a space where you connect with your heart and follow your heart, follow those little whisperings, those little urges, those little uh, moments of being pulled in a certain direction that feels right. Follow them, follow them, follow your heart. And the more that you notice those little moments, the more that you tune into those little moments, the more miracles that will flow through into your life. It's the little gems and jewels. And that reminds me of another book I read, Jewels on the Path. I can't remember who the author was.
Yours
Jewels on
was
the Path. It was beautiful.
beautiful.
Follow the jewels on the path, and your life will transform. Your life will become something that gives you the ability to navigate through the messiness of life, the messiness of being human, with a certain amount of
Beautiful.
grace and with a certain amount well, with a big amount of awareness. And I'm getting the message now that when you connect with your heart, you start to awaken, and your awareness will be that much sharper. your presence will be that much sharper. You'll be able to, sorry, this is a little bit longer than I was expecting.
Hmm.
It's coming through now.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. Bring yourself into the now. Bring yourself into the now. Practice it, practice it, practice it by because that is where the power is. That is where the stillness is. That is where the miracles are when you notice. Because when you notice you're in the now, when you and there was something that happened in a group recently, and Vimas came through and kept saying, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention. He wanted to keep bringing people back to the now, where all the power is. And you can start by tuning into your heart, by putting your hands on your heart, breathing into your heart. And a process that I think I mentioned on one of the links is connecting with your heart. Namaste, 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 namaste. And it drops you from your head to your heart. Takes practice, takes practice.
Beautiful. And always know that you are never, ever alone, that you are always, there are angels walking among us, there are guardians, the guardians of nature, and that
Mm.
we are just
Mm.
surrounded by love and light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're an angel. It was amazing, amazing, amazing to chat to you,
Oh,
Souli.
you too, you too. And I'm loving the synchronicity of the fact that our birthdays are back to back. Yours
I
is the day
know.
before mine. It's like
I know, isn't it gorgeous?
I can
Happy
see us like
birthday. I
fish,
know we've
fish
just,
swimming. And
I
then,
know, we've just had our birthdays, and isn't that amazing?
yeah,
It was
awesome, awesome.
so,
So
so
lovely to meet
beautiful.
you.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Maybe a couple of years apart, but just
Oh yes,
a day apart and a couple of years.
definitely a couple of
Yeah,
years.
give or take.
Give or take.
I share a birthday with my bonus daughter, my husband's daughter. And
Oh,
so it's on the exact same day. But I always, whenever I say the exact same day, I always remind people, well, yes, but except she's 22 and I'm 53. So maybe not the exact same year.
well, when you get to my age, you try not to think of the
Yeah.
age. I try not to.
Yeah.
You sort of get to that point where you no, just no, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Just
Yeah.
navigate through from your heart.
Yes. And anyway, I don't believe we're our biological age anyway.
No, 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 because
We
as I
are.
was talking to you, I
Hmm.
feel that kind of sense of being young. Well, because I do
Yes.
feel young. I may not look,
Yes.
but I feel young.
My mom always says that. My mom is 81 now, and she says, I
Oh,
don't feel older than 21. I
awesome.
feel like I'm just like I was then. I'm the same person. There's just been some years in between.
I think that even more so as you get older, this is my
Yeah.
experience, even more so you feel young. The
Yeah.
older I get, the younger I feel. Um,
Oh,
and
beautiful.
in a wonderful way because you don't have the hang-ups that you used to have. That's like
True. I
that's
know.
something you
You
look
know how the
forward
bell
to.
curve of happiness works.
Yeah,
Your happiness levels go up and up and up. The older you get, the happier you are. So let's live long and prosper.
exactly, exactly.
Anyway, that's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for
Yes,
staying on the call, for being here to the end. We really appreciate you. It's been really wonderful. And if you enjoyed this chat and you would like to hear more of them, do like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And you'll be able to get more author interviews. I have another one tomorrow and I think the next day. And, leading up to the launch on Friday, I've got quite a few author interviews coming up. So very exciting.
awesome.
Okay. Lots of love, everybody.
Lots of
Love
love.
and light.
Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, I think I've ended the stream. Yeah, the stream is gone. Thank you so